Hi, this is Rob Ray from Orgmetrics LLC, Stuart Seiden from Fresno County, and Lisa Wattada from WSP. And we are here at Collaboration 2017 to talk a little bit about the partnering journey. So, Lisa.
So, Lisa, tell us about your personal journey with partnering and how you came to be involved in it.
Well, I got involved in partnering in about 2010 when I joined then Parsons Brinkerhoff, now WSP. My primary goal at the company was to focus on aviation work and city and county of San Francisco work. And I had actually met Sue Dyer many years ago through my father, who was part of the SFO master plan. And I just began to go to conferences, IPI, I think the first conference I went to in 2010, and I just fell in love with it. I understood immediately what partnering was about, the culture. And then when I met my new boss at WSP, we got him heavily involved as a partnering champion and to be on the then board of advisors. I joined the awards committee because, again, I felt very passionate about how partnering on these projects that we worked on changed the way that our projects were delivered and the success of the projects, as well as the team's success.
So, talk to us a little bit about International Partnering Institute. You were a big part of getting Parsons Brinkerhoff and now WSP to join the organization. What is the value that you've seen for your company?
Oh gosh, it's priceless. The value is on the side of our professional development for the team members that work at SFO or are pursuing work at SFO. It's just fundamental. IPI is basically the structured collaborative partnering method that trains, that we use to train our staff when we are looking at pursuing work at SFO or Oakland Airport or even San Jose Airport now, which is a newly joined as far. I think they're new to IPI. And we find it tremendously valuable to have IPI come in and do some training, talk to us, seminars, all the materials that IPI has provided to give us a really good background on what structured collaborative partnering is about and how it works, and to give us some good understanding, especially our project people who are more traditional, come from a more traditional CM owners rep background, to understand that this is not about being the owner's rep and putting up a brick wall. This is about collaboration and breaking down barriers.
So WSP is predominantly architecture engineering firm, and I know your area is mostly focused in on aviation. And so have you been involved in partnering and collaboration on the design side, and what's been your experience with that?
On the design side, we actually have been involved or currently working on the SFO AirTrain extension, and we are on the design build team. That is, and our focus is on the guideway extension, doing the guideway design, and also 2 new stations for the AirTrain, one at the hotel, one at the Lot DD. And so the experience is quite different than when you're on the project management side, because again, you're working closely with the builder. You come in from a different angle. The PMSS is more on the schedule, cost, more about sort of facilitating the role with the design builder. On the design side, we are the designer. Therefore, our role is to really focus in on understanding the owner, the airport's needs for the specific design details and the budget. So it's different. You understand basically the same thing. You understand you have an end goal in sight. SFO has a method of doing the work to get to the end goal, but we're coming at it from a different angle. We're just looking at it more from the design perspective than the meeting the budget and facilitating and helping the design builder deliver.
That's a great point. I feel like a point of emphasis. You're talking about project management support services, or PMSS. What's the difference? Like we saw earlier in this conference, there was a description of the construction manager as a brick wall between the builder and the owner.
Yes.
So what's the role? How does the role change for the PMSS or the construction manager on a more collaborative project? How does that change?
Oh, it changes quite a bit. So on PMSS, again, we're not a brick wall. We are not owner's rep. In fact, the word owner's rep, the term owner's rep, we do not even mention. And the first thing I tell my team when they start working at SFO is that you do not use the word CM and you do not use the word the term owner's rep. Project management support services is all about facilitating, guiding, some leadership, but leadership in collaboration with the airport as well as the design builder as well as the stakeholders. It's really basically about being, I think you're almost like the pulse of the entire team. I mean, the builder is responsible for delivering this project. The designer must design it, but we're the pulse as far as helping to drive it, facilitate, helping the airport be successful. When we open our mouths at meetings, we are representing the airport. We're talking as airport people, not as WSP owner's rep, but as SFO. So it really changes how we look at things, and we don't think outside of anything that SFO would think. We can't think about, well, what do we want? What does WSP want? It's what SFO wants.
So it's almost like an extension of SFO's staff,
Yeah.
and you're sort of like the eyes and ears
Yeah.
that bring information back to them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could call it staff augmentation, but we don't really refer to it that way, interestingly enough, because I think it is more of an extension of staff and support.
So as part of our role with International Partnering Institute, you've been a partnering champion.
Yes.
You've been received an award for being a great
Yes.
proponent for IPI and a supporter of the movement. What do you see as WSP's role in helping take this beyond? Obviously, there's a lot of work at SFO, but there are other agencies that we see, San Jose International Airport, Oakland Airport, other airports on the West Coast. How can we take IPI and have it be a part of expanding across the country?
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I'm not even going to talk about other airports, because we have a brand new member of the board of directors at WSP, and he is not an airport person, but one of the primary goals is to get him involved to look at some of the other agencies in the area. I mean, I still am going to be involved as far as anything aviation related, helping to connect with other airports in the Midwest, for instance, Denver Airport. We're trying to do that today. But the new member, should I mention his name? Yeah, John Fisher, WSP, who is the area manager for San Francisco, has recently joined the board of directors, and his focus is going to be helping to grow the different members that come in from the Bay Area, like hopefully we can get Bart. Our big goal is to get Bart. So if Bart's listening, we want Bart to join IPI and start using structured collaborative partnering.
Yeah, absolutely. So really we want to get into transit, so it's not just about aviation
No.
or just vertical building or just, it's everything. We want to get into every sector.
Yeah, just because I work in the aviation sector myself doesn't mean that I don't want IPI to grow in other sectors. I think there's a need for International Partnering Institute, and the emphasis is on the international. It's not just about airports.
Yeah.
And I think anything that we can do to help, we will do. Any type of connection that we can do with other agencies across the country, throughout the world, because we are international, we are going to try to do.
Yeah. The rising tide raises all boats.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Lisa. Congratulations, and thank you for the sponsorship of the IPI Awards. We really appreciate it.
Oh, anytime. Thank you.
And this is Rob Ray from Orgmetrics, Stuart Seiden from County of Fresno, and Lisa Watata from WSP, signing off from Collaboration 2017.
Thank you.
Thank you.